Hi there. In order to create a brilliant film, you need a brilliant script. However, sometimes actors allow themselves to deviate a little from the script, thereby introducing a new interesting scene in the shown movie. This is due to an improvisation, and sometimes it turns out so great that the director at final editing decides to leave the improv version in the film. These are moments from movies we'll show you today. In the movie Thor 2, there is a moment when the character returns home and hangs his hammer on the hanger. This scene was not in the original script, but the actor's improvisation was so funny that as a result, this moment was left in. If you carefully watch the films The Avengers and Iron Man, then you surely notice that actor Robert Downey Jr. is constantly eating something. The fact is that on the set, Robert constantly hid some food in his pockets, which he then ate when no one saw. The director was tired of fighting the actor's habit and thus decided to leave all these moments in the frames as is. Remember the scene from the movie Rocky when Sylvester Stallone makes a run through the market? In fact, Stallone ran through the real market as the budget of the film was not enough for the crowd. During one of these runs, the orange seller threw him one. Stallone didn't skip a beat. He caught the orange and thanked the seller. This scene looked very cool and the director decided to leave it in the film. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, there is a scene when Harry, Ron, having drunk a revolving potion, went to the drawing room and met Malfoy on the way. Malfoy noticed that Harry, who is now in a different guise, still has glasses and asks where they came from. Harry replies that he read, and at that moment, Tom Felton completely forgot his line and responded in pure improvisation.
Reading.
Reading? I didn't know you could read.
The scene remained in the final editing of the film. And here is one of the most famous scenes in the movie Titanic. This is when the character of Leonardo DiCaprio yells, "I'm king of the world." In the script, there is no such phrase, but DiCaprio decided to improv.
I'm the king of the world!
As a result, one of the most legendary phrases in the world of cinema was born. And here's another scene from a good movie, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. The most famous scene when the main character runs through the bazaar and meets a warrior with a huge sword. And instead of coming together with him in a duel, Indiana just shoots him with his revolver. This scene was totally improvised, but has become legendary. Remember the scene in the movie From Dusk Till Dawn when a stripper seduces George Clooney's character and then turns into a vampire? In the response to the phrase,
Welcome to slavery,
Clooney improvised and said,
No thanks, I already have a wife.
In fact, this phrase was not in the original script, but the talented actor composed it himself. This joke would have simply been a sin to remove from the film, and now it has become one of the most popular phrases in cinema. In the film Independence Day, in the scene when Will Smith drags a captive alien through the desert, he screams the phrase about why there is such a stink here. This scene was not in the script, and Will came up with it himself. In the movie The Matrix, after the first connection of Neo to the Matrix, he asked to immediately return back. When it is turned off, the hero falls to the ground and vomits. This scene was not in the script, and the actor simply had food poisoning from a stale pie which he ate the day before. But the scene turned out so picturesque that they decided to leave it in. What about Spider-Man? The moment where Spider-Man learned to use his web was also an improvisation. Tobey Maguire decided that it would be a good idea to add to the film one more moment where Peter is just learning to be a superhero, and it turned out so well that the scene entered the final version of the film.
It's so hard to keep this straight, mate. Sorry, Joe.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.